specialized committee investigating the outage of network in Liberia County to invite you to a public hearing slated for Monday, February 7th, 2025 at 10 a.m. The venue of the pending hearing is the first floor conference room. Pending public hearing is predicated by communication report by Honorable Anthony F. Williams, representative elected District 2, Liberia County, and Honorable Austin B. Taylor, representative elected District 3, Liberia County. Calling on the people of the House to investigate constant network failure in Liberia County that has caused significant challenges and hardship in economic activities. As you may be aware, 2024 Honorable Johnson and S.M. Williams Sr., representative elected District 3, Liberia County, reported similar case against their entity in the House's Committee on Telecommunications proceeded request restitution of the losses made to customers then. As being one of the basis of this public hearing, you are kindly requested to attend with all evidence of restitutions you have made to customers related of this network failure that have created severe impact on customers and that part of honorable members of the committee, that was a briefing of the communication sent to honorary staff.
So, colleagues, you listen to the content of the communication, and there has been a concern raised by members of this committee. What is your will and pleasure?
Yeah. Honorable Chair and colleagues, with the reading of the communication that is self-explanatory, directed to address to manager / CEO of Orange Liberia. And from past history, that this CEO has refused for the past 8 years to appear before us. I move, if I can obtain a second, that Orange Liberia be excused from today's hearing, be sent back, rescheduled for this Wednesday, and that the CEO be made to appear here to show cause, to give reasons why he should not be held in contempt. If I can obtain a second.
So second.
Will the motion be seconded? What is your will and pleasure? Are you ready to vote?
Ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
To the movement. I'll be ready to vote if you can accept this amendment. That on Wednesday, when the CEO of Orange is appearing, since indeed he's out of the country, to come with a copy of his ticket to prove that he is out of the country, or he just came back to the country.
So accept.
With that amendment to the motion, are you
I'm ready. I will be ready to vote when the movement will accept that the time for the say hearing be cancelled.
I should accept.
with those amendments? Are you ready to vote?
Ready.
Ready.
All those in favor say yea.
Yeah.
Against nay. The motion is carried. So, Orange Liberia, please convey to the CEO that this committee wants to see him in a public hearing on Wednesday at 10 o'clock. So you can now excuse us, please. So that we an official.
Can I have a word, please, before I can leave?
No, we excuse you, all right.
We're going to see who is bereaved.
Oh, another one again.
Yes.
Respond to the
It's not like
communication.
you
Got it, everyone to miss the flight?
Yes.
Got it, man?
Yes.
Mr. Witness, Mr. Witness,
No further comment.
the committee has taken a decision.
Hearing he wants. Let me do. Because the last hearing was President plenary.
Mr. Witness, the committee has taken a decision already. So, MTN, can you address further, please?
Regarding fellow colleagues, I have an observation followed by a short commentary. Please permit me. This hearing, though it's about Liberia, but principally about the people of Maryland County. I'm glad that I'm at the table representing the people of Maryland County. But meanwhile, I feel strong that public hearing is an opportunity for other people, particularly those that are affected, to be a part of the proceedings so that they can be heard. While I speak for them, on behalf of them, I feel strong that if it is possible, Mr. Presiding, that the next hearing around anything about my people, to get them directly involved, please, that hearing has to be in Maryland County.
Your observation is noted. Thank you. So while you observe that, we will also give the citizens of Maryland County who are following this hearing by the social media the opportunity to make their points. So for the media, just in case anyone who is in Maryland County watching this hearing, if there is any concern, we will entertain their concern. So again, we will ask the Sergeant at Arms to please put our witnesses on. Yes, sir.
Yeah, go and use that.
Witnesses, please stand. Any Muslim? So I beg you, please, everybody rules. You will not have to kiss the Bible. I don't have the Quran here, but you have to place your right hand up. Okay. Repeat after me. Call your names and your position. I, do solemnly swear that the information I'm about to provide as it relates to the hearing will be the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Remain standing and just place your hand on the Bible little by little and kiss it. Sorry. Yes, ma'am. Oh, kiss it, kiss it. When you come to the Lord. Grace, peace. Grace, peace. Presiding, I'm going to.
So again, we would like to give our police who just joining us the opportunity to introduce themselves.
Thank you, Chairman. My name is Honorable Johnson S.N. Williams Sr., and I represent the people of Electoral District 3 in Virginia County.
So my name is Michael Thomas. I'm coming from the peaceful city of Painesville, and I represent District of County.
My name is Austin D.D. Taylor. I represent District number 3, Maryland County. And I am the proponent of the communication that we're discussing
So with that, we will allow the chief clerk to please read the two communications that led to this hearing.
Honorable Richard Nawaton, Speaker, the House of Representatives, 55th Legislature, Capital Hill, Liberia. Dear Honorable Speaker and distinguished colleagues, I write to swear the indulgence of this August matter to invite the authority of the Liberian Telecommunications Authority, along with the technical team, as well as the authority of Low Stellar MTN and Orange Liberia, to provide technical details regarding the constant network problems within the southeastern region of Nigeria. Honorable Speaker and esteemed colleagues, the southeastern region has been experiencing excessive network issues that have severely impacted the daily lives of our citizens. Poor network conditions has caused significant challenges and hardships, affected normal economic activities, and caused untold suffering for the people. The unreliable network has disrupted business operations, leading to financial losses for entrepreneurs and traders who rely on stable communication for transactions and coordination, including mobile money services. Honorable Speaker and distinguished colleagues, given the gravity of the situation, it is imperative that we seek a comprehensive understanding of the technical issues and the measures being taken to address them. Therefore, I respectfully request that the LTA, Lone Star MTN, and Orange Liberia provide detailed explanations and proposed solutions to alleviate the network problems in the southeastern region. Thank you for your attention to this urgent matter. Honorable Anthony F. Williams, Representative, Metro District, 5207, Lower County. Please let us receive the communication for Honorable Austin Taylor. Honorable Austin Taylor also was similar communication to adjustment for that.
Okay, so we accept the content of Chief News, reading communication to
Okay, I have it here. January 22, 2025. Honorable Speaker Richard Nawaton, Speaker of the 55th Legislature, Capitol Building, in Roseville, Liberia. Dear Speaker Cook, Honorable Speaker and esteemed colleagues, I wish to draw the attention of the plenary to the significant deficiency in the GSM network coverage in Milton County. A staggering 80% of the residents in Milton County are currently facing challenges related to inadequate mobile network connectivity. Consequently, I propose that we extend an invitation to the management representatives of Lone Star, GSM, and Orange GSM to come before the provide committee regarding the factors contributing to the inadequate network services currently affecting the Lone County and to discuss potential solutions moving forward. Thank you for your consideration. Respectfully, yours, Honorable Austin B. Taylor, representative to the Mr. Presiding, honorable members of the committee, that was the video of two communications appointed in here today.
Can you please read the communication that was sent out to NTN and also LTA for your specific request in the communication?
Communication to LTA. February 6, 2025. The chairman of the Telecommunication Authority, Liberia. Dear Honorable Chairman, I present compliments and right by directive of Honorable Albert K. Jones, Chairman of the Specialized Committee Investigating Network Published in Lone County. They invite you to a public hearing scheduled for Monday, February 7, 2025 at 10 a.m. Venue of the hearing is the first floor conference room hostel. Public hearing called by the Specialized Committee is predicated by the reported network published that is revealing in Lone County as purpose through communications by Honorable Anthony F. Williams, Representative Electoral District 2, People Slogan, and Honorable Austin B. Taylor, Representative of Electoral District 3, Lone County. It is reported in their communications that the constant network failure has created significant challenges and hardships affecting normal economic activities amongst others. In view of the above, the needs to find remedy to these challenges, we are hereby called to come to this public hearing with a copy of the quality of service regulation adopted by the LTA and the provisions of network services around the country. Best regards, sincerely, Norbert MCL. Honorable Chairman, members of the committee, I was reading of the communication I was sent to the office.
In the communication, we requested the communication for MTN.
For MTN?
What's that MTN?
February 6, 2025. The General Manager / CEO, Lone Star MTN, former town Liberia. Dear General Manager / CEO, present compliments arrived by the writing of Albert K. Jones, Chairman of the Specialized Committee, investigating the outage of network in Lone County. In Lone County, they invite you to a public hearing slated for Monday, February 17, 2025 at 10 p.m. Venue of the Penny hearing is the first floor conference room hostel. Penny public hearing is predicated by a communication offered by Anthony F. Williams, Representative Electoral District in Lone County, and Austin B. Taylor, Representative Electoral District in Lone County, respectively, calling on the members of the House to investigate the constant network failure in Lone County that cause significant challenges and hardship in economic activity. candidates. As you may be aware, in 2024, Johnson S.N. Williamson, representative elected District 3, Liberia County, reported a similar case against the entity in the Houses Committee on Post and Telecommunications proceeded to request restitution of the losses made to customers there. As being one of the bases for this public hearing, you are kindly requested to attend if any evidence of restitutions you have made to customers in the event of this network failure and have made severe impact on customers in that part of the country. Best regards, following Dr. Emerson Chief. The presiding house of the Communication Center, Lone Star MTN.
So Lone Star MTN, you heard the reading of the communication. If you come with any evidence of restitution made in the first hearing?
Okay, so the number of affected citizens in Maryland is around 42,000. Or
I think we have a CEO here. So that's what the CEO designated someone to speak. So that CEO will that's where he is.
So, when you refrain from speaking, unless you are given a authority by the CEO. Mr. CEO, I can remember in 2014, similar complaint was raised by the honorable gentleman from district number 3, USG County, regarding the poor quality of the network. Based upon the committee hearing, the committee took a decision that you restitute all the customers, the affected customers. Did you do that? If yes, the communication stated that you should come with the proof of the restitution or the restitution rate. You come with it.
The lobbying, again, this counselor, what isn't the case.
thank you. So, yes, the restitution was done, and as per our records, about 44,000 customers that were affected received
Asking the person, giving the person, or he got away, you still reading the book, so that giving the benefit.
So like I was saying, about 45,000 of our customers received restitution, but because of the volume of data, we were unable to print the hard copy. But we did communicate with the chair, and the proof was emailed to him. And as well as we will email it to all of the community members once we have the email address.
Yes, so to that, I would want to ask a specific question regarding the restitution, because when the committee mandated you to restitute the affected customers, the committee report was particularly on your G. Are we saying that those that were restituted in your G are all 45,000%, or the figure you're talking about consummate or constitute the entire your entire customer base across the country?
So it's for only subsidies, because there are then several issues in subsidies. So when the River G issue was raised, we thought it wise to restitute for not only River G. So we went as far as restituting for Maryland, sign of the entire subsidy.
I'd like you to provide a clarity on understanding. You restituted, records are only with you. is there any way to determine or prove that prior to restitution, the people that you restituted to have information and have any document to acknowledge receipt of what you restituted?
So, yes, they were sent text messages. All of those affected were sent text messages. And besides the one that they had prior to network outages, we also added promotional offers. So like they assume you had 3-day calls prior to the network going out, and you used maybe 1 day. So while doing the restitution, there are instances where instead of giving you the 2 remaining days, you went a step further to probably make it 3 days. With some other perks.
Follow up, please. I just want it to be clear. You see restitution, I agree. Did you inform those that were receiving that this package is for restitution?
Yes, we did.
Because you always carry on promotions, different types of promotion. Without my information, I will not acknowledge receipt of what you are restituting unless you tell me that you are restituting. That is the question.
So the text message that was sent,
If I were to borrow money from you, and this day I came to your house, maybe I just gave you money without telling you I'm paying your debt. Tomorrow you consider that money to be a gift from me. So I want to jump in. Although you say you restituted the amount, but our concern is, did you inform the customer that this bundle you were sending was to address maybe a package that they had before and got expired? Did you do that? If yes, I don't think maybe we just need a screenshot or a message. I show your system can still do that. Give us a screenshot of you just random something. Just give us a screenshot of this so you can do that. So while the hearing is on, I guess you have technicians at your facility that can do that and send it very fast. And maybe you can get email.
so yes, we will just use our technicians to make copy of the message development. But in the message, they were actually informed that because of this origin, first day we apologized to them for the downturn, and then in the same message we told them that because of this, we are restoring ABC. So it's in the message. They were duly informed.
So I would want to follow up. I know that I can't view that area that will be tweaked from what you have said. It will be important if you can just provide us that message, a copy of that message. Be just for
the other side is why I agree to accept whatever messages they are going to provide. My own concern is how can I authenticate that this is not generated now? It's true. Is there another party that can prove that you did it? You have your system. You say you did it. You are going to give us the proof. How do I know?
So let us the evidence to come first.
Yeah.
When the evidence came out,
My last to end, I was thinking whether it's possible that LTA can also authenticate in any way that which you are saying that you restituted.
so again, the design will see that. Let us wait for the evidence to come first, and after which we will deploy whatever measure to we got to go on with the hearing. before we go to the justices, Honor Williams, can you remember the way that he planetary guide the quality of service? Because the evidence that MTA is saving, they are saying the rest in 2024, very worried. So I don't know why your communication came before February. If your communication came before February, then it means that they are following this.
I also hear that the restitution for community serving the entire Southeast. So we also use that to verify this. So
I will share the information with police here. It's in the chat already. So now we go across the table to the sector here who was taking. I wanted to ask.
So, Mr. CEO, I wanted to know which service are you providing in the South? 2G or 4G? Which kind of service are you providing? Oh, no, is it 2G service? You mean 2G, 2G, 2? You mean 2G or 4G? The capacity. What is service?
Okay, so from a technology point of view, we are providing 2G, 3G and 4G services. Depends on which part of the country, which part of the county you are. Certain sites
Specific to counties in the Southeast, Maryland, Liberia, which kind of service are you providing?
Honorable, let me answer. I'm saying that depends on the site, whether the site in that same county can carry 2G, 3G, 4G, or 2G and 3G. We can have a specific site, then we can inform you whether it is only 2G or it is 3G and 4G.
Are you telling us that you can create a hard one for the service you offer? And well, I'm asking you, so you can tell me the representative right here, the kind of service you provide will tell the quality or the content of what you are considering to be paid for.
I would like to respond to that. In the southeast region,
In Villagy, which kind of service you provide 2G or 4G?
in Villagy specific, we have a primary technology that we provide, which is 2G, and we have selected sites which have the capacity and capability to which we provide 3G and 4G. So for Villagy specific, there's a combination of technologies. We are in the process of upgrading all our towers in the southeast region to 4G, but that will of course a decision that will get to that point. These communications will be used and we are in the process of upgrading predominantly more 4G technology.
That's a very video by then. Similar thing in Maryland.
Yeah. Similar to Maryland as well. With Maryland, we've made a lot more progress. We have 7 of our old NTN towers in Maryland, and we basically modernized them for the latest state of the art radio. Maryland support 4G.
So, gentlemen, for the sake of the hearing, you get the information. So now that they are hearing about that, they have also have to who they are taking notes. Because after all of the cross-examination, we will be learning to you to verify or ascertain the information that you have. So we go to
Yeah, I think that's really very bad. Yeah,
like we said, MTN, we said this is a public hearing and will be allowing the public to participate. So there's a information from the public through the press bureau. O'Hale, can you read what you have there?
Yeah, so on February 2024, the Houses Committee on Post Telecommunications and Data Planning and Estimate, Transmission Communication. So in March, we have on the 7th of March, 2024, in our 17th December, for MTN to restitution.
So again, I think you heard the reading. Williams Communication came in February, and the decision was reached in March. So we'll be taking all of those into consideration throughout the restitution. So that's here, please take note. So now we go into the hearing. Again.
Yeah, that's what I want.
The witness requests that except when they're asking for specific, and I want to be specific. The tower in Fishtown, what kind of technology? The tower in Webo, River G, what kind of technology? We have a rooster in Kubo Bawite, what kind of specific questions?
So, NTM, please respond to the honorable gentleman from Ruaji. We want to know in Fishtown, the capital of Ruaji, what technology do you have there? 2G, 3G, 4G, or 5G? And Webo, what technology or what kind of technology do you have there? 2G, 3G, 4G, or 5G? So he's been very specific.
The chair, can give us just like 3 minutes, one of our gentlemen outside, maybe from the laptop, you can do the technology. But do we actually have 5G?
So we begin the hearing. Post and telecommunication as a sector here.
I would like to respond to anything specific requirements around
So the hearing will begin with the sector head. We want to request to know what type of service the government ask the people. Because if you were to send someone a kitchen report, you give the person $1, you expect to receive $1. If you were to give $100, you expect to receive $100. So what we want to know from the sector head, what kind of agreement did the government that draw enter into with MTN, whether for partial service or holistic service and so forth. So it means that the sector has to take Minister of Posts and Telecommunications, requesting that the authority, that is LTA, should provide us with information as it relates to this hearing on the quality of service. To now give LTA the opportunity to speak to the matter about regarding the quality of service, and we want to be very broad. We don't want to restrict this hearing only to River G or the Southeast, because even in my own county, my county, sometimes we find it difficult to call between networks. Sometimes you pull your data on your phone, as soon as you call for 1 hour, sometimes you got to read that. Sometimes you call for 1 minute, you talking hello, hello, and you cannot get the person that you are calling. So all those things are not only affecting the people of Maryland or the Southeast, but even in the capital. So as we relate to the quality of service, what are the regulations on the book, or what are the methodologies that have been employed by the LCA to provide quality service to the customers that are using this service?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First, it was, let me go ahead and first, kind of read it from so in addition to what service, in addition to the services that we provide, we, as a government, through the LTA, try as well to fill in the gaps in those areas, especially the hard to reach areas that we're talking about the Southeast, some counties, and as well as in the area. We try to confirm that we get that in the service fund that is used to kind of plug in and, provide these services for other people. We are conscious of the hardship in this area, not only with telecommunications, but other sectors. We have had fiscal local government, council service centers to provide our people with this area. We are sensitive to the plight of the people. So currently we have the Southeast, across the country we have 13 sites that is being funded through our universal service fund. Specifically, in the Southeast, we have 5 locations, 2 in Sano, and 3 in Sano. We have 1 in Liberia, 1 site in Bold, Maryland, and 1 in Michigan. So currently, only River Cess, Lupa, and Sino, I mentioned Sino was in there. River Cess, Lupa, and Sino, River Cess, Lupa, and Sino, we have service from that, aggressively taking the necessary steps to put in towers or even in the case of discussion with Hawaii to go in there to kind of improve services in our country. Specifically with Maryland, we have one site in Bow, and we it's a 2G technical version. And in the next few months, the universal access team, they're supposed to be going back to Maryland to do an assessment. And the plan is in the next 2-3 months for us to have to upgrade from 2G to 4G. So we don't have 5G in the country yet. We are having discussions. I think our team, along with the MNOs, they even traveled to Asia a few months past to start that discussion with 5G. So at least in the case of Maryland and Tennessee, the ones that we have under our control, our plan is to aggressively do the necessary steps to upgrade it. At least it's not going to solve all the problems because technology increasing, we have our own challenges as a country, but we want to make sure that these underdeserved areas, minimally, they have the facility, the infrastructure to some level as we have in Liberia. So we don't have this problem where our government has kept people. So these are the steps initially that this team is working on. 2G has been going on since 2 years ago. So we need to get the presence of the
Madam, that there is no violation with the service being provided now in relation to 2G. There's no violation
No, I didn't
as per the regulation.
No, I didn't see the regulation yet. I was just giving an update on what's been mentioned, actually how much we have done to the service in order to service areas that we mentioned.
So
The
if-
second phase will be to allow me to have one of our licensing.
Because what is a specific thing that we're looking up to is whether there's a violation. Because that's why the presiding said, whether they're giving a $1 service or $100 service. So that's the two things that we're looking at. If there's any violation, because they have said they got 2G and they are finding means to upgrade. You agree to it that yes, they do need to upgrade. But our concern is it something that they would have done or then they refuse to do or there's no violation?
So we can look at our terms and conditions for the.
No, madam.
Because it says, I don't know.
Hold on, madam. This is something that needs to be because if you don't do that, meaning that you're regulating people, they're going about doing their own thing and you don't even know what is supposed to be about. Yes. If I would address actually, I would love to know from the LTE whether you have any stipulated threshold for a particular technology delivery, for the cell phone companies. I mean to say that, like we have 4G now. Are you setting the threshold for this company that within this year you should be able to deliver transition from 2G to 4G within 6 months of the time you have been operating? Well, so that when they don't do that, it means that they are violating them. You can hold them like that. Or is their contract open and breaking away where you need them to upgrade at their own choice? So this is what I want.
So what I was doing is the licensing guys, people will go to the terms of the license, our private, and then we'll
Also depends.
Observation. That the witness is speaking with us. Verbally. I don't know what it shows. And a copy of what he speaks. This hearing, no chairman, they are on a oath. We are serious here. I don't know where he's speaking from. I need a copy from where to speak.
So, the chair will take note of that, and the communication I was raising to LTA requested for particular documents, and the document was sent. So, they asked the witness that after a presentation, I was being requested by our police, the document that is speaking to please provide. One thing I want to remind all of us again, let us understand that you are not hope. Anything you provide to this community should be
So as I was saying, the operators are necessary to provide and where they provide, they make a choice in terms of where they provide a particular technology.
I'm coming in on a form of inquiry to the extent that the general security If she was able to tell us that this provision of the regulation provides that, so we can be able to reference it.
Which which phrase within their consumer policy that state clearly that companies with better lesson in the criteria for the lesson. There is a phrase that if the church will grant lesson in your eye. In your eye. So that phrase will form a specific article to be insured. That is why you remember that if you have that eye, this section 3, chapter DC, embassy, and so it's not giving again. So you basically fall and you're going back.
So we are speaking from lessons.
So again, the committee will take seat on that. And like I said, when we wrote the LTA, we wrote a request for.
There's a particular concern about that.
Yeah, we just see that, and the reason why, because we both requesting for specific documents. But again, it doesn't stop the committee from writing, requesting additional documents. But for the sake of this hearing, saying we provide the information verbally, we can still ask for the hard copy. So let us grant him the opportunity to provide the information and subsequently we'll ask for the hard copy.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman.
Why did she say, I don't know, so what is it? And yeah, generally also two different, which of these documents is he referring to? On what page? Or better say, let him state this information he's providing is not in the document. For the record. That's all.
So again, this is why we ask that you present this document, and how you presented it before time, before the hearing, you have maybe gone through it. But you just presented the document this morning, the hearing is on, we cannot be reading at the same time asking this question.
Question on the table is referred to us because you don't want to have additional questions. You are not told that we're changes. You can provide you
So, police, again, that gave the person the chance to provide the information, and whatever additional information you can have available.
Thank you once again, Honorable Chair. So saying, the lesson says granted to our board, provider communication services in the public of state account of technology, and those technologies are shared. Now, where do they provide these technologies or these services? The LTA created the opportunity to allow them only free market to deploy the kind of technology they think is feasible in the particular area. So they will decide probably to take 2G somewhere else, because all of this technology also comes with cost in terms of investment, and we're also talking about return on investment. So there are places probably in their own view as operators they might think that as economically viable to take 4G. So they might deploy 2G. So there's a regulation, the DOS regulation. What we did in that regulation is all of the technology has standards. So we try to hold them responsible to make sure that those standards that come along are exactly what we need to provide. So for example, if you have 2G, they be in the standard, I mean, kind of a service that 2G can provide. Likewise, it teaches. Likewise, so that's what the license
So again, thank for setting the basis of this public hearing. And I think there where I wanted us to be.
now that you have informed this committee that LTA lessen this MMO to offer 2G, 3G, and 4G services, and they are at liberty to deploy in terms of the market activities. What mechanism has LTA also deployed to monitor the quality of service in terms of the lesson issue as it relates to the current status of post service provided in Maryland? Are you aware that the people in Maryland and other parts of the southeastern corridor of Liberia put money on their phone and they do not make use of the money that they put on their phone? Are you aware of that as an authority? And if you are aware of that, what mentor or what step have you taken against the MMO?
Thank you.
Yeah. So again, let's take the inquiry on our colleague before the Sarah Chief. Right after now, we'll give you the opportunity and then go back to. So let me recognize Uncle Dre. From Uncle Dre, we'll go to Uncle Collins, and then we'll come to Uncle Weekend.
The estimation provided about 1G, 2G, up to 4G, etc. My concern is very bad. I do understand that the technology transformed from one state to another. Perhaps if you were doing 2G, you can only send text messages, and 3G you can send photos, 4G is improving. But here is in Maryland, the service has continuous breakdown. Voice, everything. It is on the, I don't want to call it regular, but any moment the service can turn on. Is it because you said it's 2G that why you wait off and on for days sometimes?
But the thing is that I said to you,
so I think we can go on.
well, I'm just saying that
Let's get down to the bottom of the matter. Even if it is 2G, I don't think in my understanding of little technology that I know will call it up because it's 2G. Unless the capacity is overwhelmed, then change it. Bring a bigger broader wavelength of 2G that will accommodate all of the consumers that are there or customers that are there. But every day since 2018, every day the system is off, 2-3 days. Even in fact, I visited your premises. You show us a system that you can monitor the towers and they are up below. I think the reason is for you to provide a quick solution. But if the towers are up regularly on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on a daily basis, and you are doing nothing about it, I am thinking that it's a way of theft. Because the poor people that live under a dollar will subscribe for 3 days and then the system is off for 2 days. And say you only restituted in February. So what is happening now? Even last week your system was off. What is the cost? Yeah, so maybe with that you can throw the better explanation on that. Why is it going up and on? Okay. Thank you. If you can provide WhatsApp, you can send photo messages, fine. But why is it off?
Okay, then you want, if we get your question similar, okay, then that will respond to the
I know the Commissioner of
He explained to us reason, and I'm strongly believe that some of the reasons leading to poor quality of services being provided. But before I go further on that, I want to know whether the licenses being provided are in category and they are paid for as per those particular, like for instance, the Ministry of Mines and Energy, right? We got class A, B, and C, and you have the payment for those licenses is different, right? So I want to know whether the 2G license is different from the 3G and 4G. That would be my follow-up on it.
So, thank you. So, frankly, we have our core universal lesson. That lesson, it tells you that for any technology. So, in that lesson, you say you have a universal lesson. So, meaning you can deploy any technology. That's why.
I follow up to that presiding police. I strongly believe that what is happening for our people LTA is largely on the PDP. Yeah, you already know. On a serious note, because you're telling the people, go ahead, you got a general license, do anything you want to do, without any restriction.
Especially regarding the 2G technology. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The clarity I want to make is, as much as 2G has its limitations, 2G is a primary technology that is used globally. It is used in China, it is used all over, and the basis is 2G is primarily used for voice calls. 2G is used for voice calls. 4G internet, daily internet, but 2G is for voice calls. And as the previous speaker said, in the event where the MNO views a particular area that is not economically viable, say for example, a particular district or a town, I won't call district, but a particular area that is not really, that does not have enough or many people or so on people. No, I'm calling it a district. But a particular area that does not have they will deploy 2G technology under the Universal Access Fund. We have a company called convened that is primarily deploying 2G across 11 or 12 areas across the country. Now, we are working because that contract is under review. That's a contract that we inherited. It's under review. Our legal people just today submitted to us, a final review, legal opinion about the contract. That's under universal access. That is where we boost the efforts of the MNO. So Universal Access Fund, though minute, this is where we need your support in this, because the Universal Access Fund requires that the MNOs pay 0.5% of their gross annual revenue. That money is used to construct towers. They have been paid. They have been paid. That money is used to construct towers. So we inherited, and that's where I must say that's where the contract is under review. Because GAC also raised an issue about the KNET contract. So we decided to put this contract under review because you see, I agree that where they are falling short, universal access is supposed to be able to, like in some areas where you don't have coverage, is be able to put towers there on a universal access. Of course, complemented by your efforts. Complemented by your efforts, which is better. Because once it's complemented by your efforts, you will ensure that we have towers in these particular areas. We've made this representation to the legislature so many fronts, so many accounts to be able to encourage the legislature to see reason why we should expand.
some areas in rural Montserrat, for example, they don't see it economically viable. People say, oh, abstaining in trees will go and all of that.
Every time. Yeah, you will speak, but let us.
Our concern on that it goes up and down every week, every day. It goes up and down. Why? Whether that 2G, 4G, whatever. Why is it going up?
So again, let me say, and maybe I'll be repeating what I said to the honorable gentleman or the commissioner honorable Massacre when he represented LTA during the hearing before the House of Representatives. The Constitution of the Republic of Liberia provides freedom of speech. It also gives right to people to communicate. So it doesn't determine where the person is. If the person is in Bourbon or the person is in Putuken or wherever the person is, for the fact that the government of Liberia has gone into an agreement with this company to provide telecommunication services for our people, to be able to provide these services. This is what we are using all the methodology to ensure that we buttress the MMO efforts by erecting towers across the country to where the MMO feels that they cannot generate the amount of revenue. So again, let the record carry that it is our responsibility as a government to provide the facility, particularly telecommunication for our people. Let the record carry that.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding and Co-Presiding. The name remains DC Collins, representing the people of the electoral district of 4 local governments. Everybody has their concern. I am more specific about the morning that the NTN services are now replacing within the network column. That is my concern. Now, I'm not really concerned until it's addressed. For every time I will go recharge and your network goes off, what becomes of the poor money? And our people are being robbed in the millions. Because the fact that if I recharge and then I did not use the credit I recharged with, 1 minute can be passed and you take it back. Because I recharged to the call for 3 days, for example. And then if I did not use my money in 3 days, you call it off. Nothing wrong with that. But then what if I recharge and your network goes off for 3 to 4 days, what becomes of our money? You've been eating the money for too long and you have to replace the money. And I'm going to be very careful about this. That's my concern. Even on the one side, a year before us, that's a very sticky issue. We know sometimes there may be challenges with the network and it is becoming unbecoming. But your failure to replace the core money is my major concern, and don't be surprised if I bring you back here after the hearing again for the same money problem. So, Honorable Presiding, and to the regulatory arm, we're asking you to please ask the people, or you ask one of them, why do our money? Every time we come on the phone in the interior, network drop for 2-3 days, you don't restore the phone money. Why do the money?
Okay, so thank you. We will soon be going to MTN. Yeah.
Thank you, Honorable. For the first time in our country's history, on 3 November, we signed the Consumer Protection Regulation for the first time. Prior to that time, consumers did not have a sort of regulation guiding these MNOs to protect consumer rights. One of the documents we shared with you is the Consumer Protection Regulation, a full copy of the hard copy, consumer protection. We share two documents with you. One is the quality of service regulation, which talks about if you don't have signal somewhere in the MNOs, that answer why for that. The next one is the consumer protection regulation that speaks exactly to what you're talking about. I just got the metrics from and for the first time we have a consumer help desk. Never had before. I help desk, people call from all over the country and report these cases, and our team there contacts the MNOs and make sure these issues are resolved. So I will share with you all an electronic copy of what we just received. And let me just read one or two complaints that we received from some of the consumers from across the country who are taking advantage of a short code number. Since the media is here, it's important that I say this. They have a short code number 2244. So you call that number, people will answer that number. Somebody called from Ganta, for example, and the person uses Orange. The pressing issue is her mom phone was stolen. Those are some of the calls we get. Somebody else will say their call dropped. Now, here is a response, and this is the metrics I'm showing you, right? So here is a response. We have the date, we have the time the person called, we have the status of it. The status of it shows what LTA has done, and in this response, resolved. So this pressing issue was resolved. In this response, I think you can see it resolved. The point I'm making is we are holding these MNOs accountable. At one point in time, we find one of these MNOs, all because somebody's privacy was breached. That is in the Consumer Protection Regulation. People should not breach your privacy. It's all part of the Consumer Protection Regulation. November it was signed, it took effect after 60 days, because that's how it is. It takes effect after 60 days. So it's pretty new, and as I said, it's the first time. The MNOs are under obligation to provide quality service to the people of this country, and this regulation is meant to hold them to that. Just to make that point.
Yeah, so I think that should be the last follow-up.
And my follow-up is a question of the FCA. Based on the response that the FCA provided to is it because now you have the consumer protection regulation, for which you have no way in the law to penalize these companies for constantly breaching? You get a license, 1G, 2G, 3G to operate, and your technician has just said, if you in a place of the 2G, you have rules indicated in the agreement. Things that you're supposed to do, things that you're not supposed to do. Yet, is it because there was no consumer regulation, that's why you fail to penalize these people, and people continue to suffer?
So I will have to talk now for continuity.
No, your regulation. Because I see some of the things here. Chairman, some of the things they share with us, they're indicating some should take nothing less than 10 seconds, some should take nothing less than 2 hours. That's not true. That's not true. So is it because in the absence of the consumer regulation, that's why you refuse to penalize these people? 40 years? Even though in the license you say when you bring 2G, you must do this, you must do that. You waiting for consumer regulation? I don't want a yes or no to this question. It's a very simple question.
So, yes or no, if you want a yes,
yeah. It's a yes or no. Yeah, Chairman. Chairman, I'm a follow-up question.
Yeah, so here's why the agency of government employ the authority to review their action and take the necessary steps. I think in that direction, the LTA has been able to come up with a regulation, and also two regulations, Consumer Protection Act and what's the other one? Quality of service. So I think they are addressed, or maybe there were concern from customers for which they came out with this regulation.
Since 2000. The bank has granted for the 4 years, for the 3 years, and today saying that's our regulator. I think our regulator is a whole lot less again. Is it because of no this consumer regulator? That's the reason why you are not able to and walking away with millions of dollars?
Look where I'm money back.
Yes, Commissioner.
In the short while that we are less than 6 months, right? We have issued taken actions for non-compliant regulators. At least 2 occasions. And they're here, they can basically. So it's not that we're not doing anything when they make violations, we issue fines. Okay? I think we had a big press conference on one occasion when we issued fines, and it was in the public domain. So the regulations, the lack of legal regulatory framework did not stop this team from doing what they needed to do. Honorable Isn't, you also mentioned about, the licenses, we're not monitoring, we're not doing that. Unfortunately, the regime we have in place, the license for is issued, but both of them were in 2015, okay, and it's valid for 15 years. But now that we're sitting down now, it's an opportunity. Licenses can be reviewed, even though they have a 15-year term. I'm sure we can work with our legal people to see what actions we can take to put into place to do some amendments. But it's just that everything, these are businesses too. We have the discussions, we issue the fines, we issue or whatever fees they have to pay, and they pay. MTN is here. The other company that was Orange. So we are doing things, to do what we need to do. Definitely. I ask for specifics. So please,
yes. Somebody is sick. They're trying to call the ambulance. These people, they are down. They are down. People are dying. People are losing. Somebody do transaction on mobile money. I was just hearing the monitor, you talk about voice. But I almost said this is SMN mobile money. Somebody is stranded and important, very important transaction. These people's services are down. It's a continuous thing. What have you done? That's the question we're asking. Yes. What have you done?
The concern of the honorable gentleman from Luaji is very important, and as we get to MTN, those concerns will be addressed. MTN, I hope you prepare yourself and jotting down all of the LTC. Where are you? You are the FTC, you are the state-owned. FTC, you are the state-owned telecommunication agency. And how can the Liberian people benefit from you in terms of what is unfolding in the sector?
So thank you very much for what you have the issue of stigma is a huge tax for all of the country. And I'm listening to one of them and aside with them, but it's still happening. One for Murder mentioned the issue of technology. The output you see is not based on technology. It's based upon living infrastructure. And most of these challenges is on the basis that innovative. We all know it takes you a lot to put a mirror down to put in things. Most of these sites you see in the solutions are run by generators. Sometimes they could have put up water, some of them are transitioning to solar. Solar doesn't work for us in the rainy season. So there's a lot more going on than just technology. And in the sector, technology is scaling, as Ona mentioned. The giving you 2G is a basis for the basic telecommunication infrastructure. use for SMS. As you grow into different value addition services, that's where you talk about WhatsApp, you talk about mobile money, they work on 2G, even 1G, because the way the infrastructure is built, it doesn't care about data. But when you want to have different value addition services, that's why you see, we're talking about telecom, talk about 3G, talk about 4G, talk about 5G. Now, how can LTC help in the process? The LTC, since it was created, let's say, and then made it in 2007, have been struggling. It has not been recapitalized. Infrastructure deficit, as we speak, we have towers across all the 15 counties. But how do we connect to that? Until we can recapitalize LTC and position it, then we can say our role as a state enterprise to bridge the gap between the private and the public sector can be achieved. You get it, man, John? So we are saying, as much as we are under obligation, the issue as our issue.
So that is at a point where carry on.
So, no, but the issue at stake is, like I said, it's a holistic issue. It's still on our side, as a government. Are these thousands of isn't accessible to the community? We all know the rule of as a state, as a player within the sector, and no one knows about it. Information. That's not an excuse. Yeah, where the organization where you protect where the organization why do you remember the organization? The good thing is where the organization why do you remember the organization? They're not in the
dry season right now.
Why not prepare for the organization? When you have the business, we all running as a business. Yes. And I believe fundamentally, you get a so the question is, how do you feel giving your money that price services? You steal from us. We pay your money and not run the services. I tell a service. Then you want mess around our race city. We pay for our services and you cannot provide the services. And you get your money by the dry season. And you are aware that you're rainy season. So why will you take the money and you cannot provide the services? That's theft. You are aware of that? That's theft. That's stealing from the people. You take money and provide services. How you put that?
Monopoly will have 1 year in place. Mr. Chairman. So we move to MTN.
Yeah, we're small.
We have 1 year in MTN. You are aware of the Telecommunication Consumer Protection Regulation? Are you aware of any regulation as such? Yeah. Were you part of the signing ceremony?
I've signed.
Did you sign it?
Yes, we have also.
And I guess you are aware of all the terms and conditions within the regulation. Are you also aware of the Telecommunication Quality of Service Regulation? Did you sign it? You read it and in the know of all the terms and conditions? Your current operation in the Southeast is it in contravention with the two regulations in terms of the complaint raised by our colleagues?
On quality of service, which is there as regulation, we are actually over delivering on the quality of service. Over delivering, because there is a certain percentage for which the quality of service is there. So our generic quality of service is up more than the percentage which is required. So we try to maintain that. From time to time, when there is an outage, it goes below. But on an average for a year, for a month, and we have to.
Okay, so I will take you back to our hearing in 2024. In 2024, the honorable gentleman from District Number 3, G County, Honorable Johnson S.N. Williams Sr. wrote similar complaint to the 55th legislature. Honorable P. Madrid from Maryland County in 2018 wrote similar communication regarding the quality of service in Maryland County. Again, I was opportune to chair the committee at the time to conduct this hearing. And during that hearing, your technician, that said read by you there, was also part of that hearing. He told us you had issue with your satellite. Has that issue been solved? And if it has been solved, why do we still have a repeat or a continual poor quality of your service in the Southeast?
Honorable, first of all, let me thank the members because these situations also help us in bringing out what we are doing for Southeast. Now, as we speak, there has been some, like, as the Honorable Maryland has spoken about the capacity part of it. Right? You have spoken about, it doesn't matter to me, what is the capacity? Like, why do you not use the capacity? So as we speak today, right now, equipment has moved in those particular areas. We are saying it is not a day anymore that we are good or great. But it takes a bit of time to upgrade because there are people on ground.
Excuse me. I hear you say equipment just landed where? In the Southeast.
So, what happens is that there are sites along the way from here to
I got your agent number. I will call him if the equipment is in our village.
So,
let us get that clear. I hear you say equipment just landed in the Southeast.
no, let me clarify myself. Okay. What happens is that when you do the capacity increase, in a particular area, there is equipment like the constant generation one which has to reach that particular site. Right? So what I'm saying is that equipment has reached those sites that we put on the site and still, like 3-meter plus tower, dishes and all, we eliminate the old one and we remove. That takes a couple of weeks to implement. So we are looking at maybe a month and a half, around a month and a half period for those to be upgraded. The sites along the waiting area, increase the capacity, carry the traffic, extra traffic which is there. Because after the hearing of last hearing, it was not that we just just sat and we said okay, then it takes more time. What we started was that we started investing in that area more. So that what can say that in the next maybe a month and a half, those sites will have extra capacity to take more traffic. Because one of the complaints is that many times you are trying to call your dial one of the time. So I'm not getting into specifics, but we are trying to solve most of the problems of transmission, which could be voice, SMS, or data rate. For Southeast in general.
So, ask this question. The last time we had a hearing for you, you were using satellite link. You told us, or your entity told us, that you had a plan on the way to migrate from satellite to microwave. How far are we? How many new towers were erected within the southeastern corridor to address the issue of the quality of service?
I can allow you to answer in specifics so that we have the answer to your land issues and Southeast.
Let me just say to you, the information you are about to give us, we'll take it key. Because we'll jot it down to know the number of new towers that were built last year. And this committee, along with FTA, we have to make a trip in the southeast to go and verify the towers that you say you erected in 2024. So I just hope when you provide this information, it should be very, very that's it, quick.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to reiterate there's two concerns, two challenges in the discussion. One being the validity itself. If you recall, we mentioned that we had a problem with our technology. That was subsequent to interference, which we resolved within 6 or 7 weeks after the hearing with the committee. So Liberty is still connected to MTN's data center using the VSAT link. And then subsequent Maryland. I think the important thing to go to Maryland is that Maryland is connected to Monrovia through a series of microwave hub links. These are all interconnected from the capital all the way to Monrovia, estimated almost 1,000 kilometers away. In that connectivity that we have to Maryland, at any given time there could be a disruption on any one of the microwave backbones that we have. We have 28 of them connecting the capital to Maryland. During disruptions, it is possible that when we do have an event or an incident, that Maryland could be disrupted because the only means of carrying traffic from Maryland to our data center is through the microwave backbone. We have, over the last 2 years, upgraded that. We started off, we called it 2 years ago when our microwave backbone was below 800 megabits capacity, and they've now upgraded that to a peaking capacity. So over the last 2 years, the capacity, the traffic in Maryland has increased, and we continue to upgrade that. Our CEO just referred to equipment that's landed in Maryland. Over the last 3 months, since November, we've started to see an increase in traffic between Vigo and Hapa. We've taken it upon ourselves to upgrade that link. That is another microwave link, a 3-meter microwave link that we're putting. And it'll take the capacity from the current 150 megabits to at least 300. That's addressing the issues that a lot of our customers are claiming or highlighting in Maryland. Rivergy, coming back to Rivergy, and subsequent other parts of the southeast region, unfortunately, the locations where our towers are situated, they are still too far away from the microwave backbone. So we have no choice but to keep connectivity through the VSAT. We are in the process of talking to multiple partners with new technologies in satellite communication, like LEO satellite. We are looking at upgrading some of these VSAT towers to a more higher capacity using LEO technology. That's in the process, and we're expected to see some improvements over 2025. The point that you referred to regarding building of new towers, we are building towers, but they do take a long time. We started in 2024 to acquire
build towers.
We have
You gave us your plan, and the commission still has the report that you gave us, and you told us within a specified program, you have done some tower within some eastern corridor. And you even told us that you are going to create a bypass.
That's exactly
the backbone that you have, so that if this town has a problem, you'll be able to bypass it and connect to the other. Did you do that?
We have 4 sites that we have planned. We didn't get to build it in 2024, but we started the process in 2024. That is to connect Greenville up towards Water River. We have 4.
So in 2024, they made no new
We didn't build a new
So
tower.
it means that why the problem is still persists in the southeast.
We've upgraded existing towers while we are planning to build. So over the course of this year, we expect to bring in more backbone redundancy.
There's something that is clear information. The information here is if you are communicating from tower to tower, you are passing away. The two structures that you have here within the city, you are not solving the problem. If you improve the capacity, yes, once there is transmission, it will be effective. But once any of those towers are down in between, Maryland will strictly be affected. So if you have these towers, and you can build new towers, why you can improve or increase the VSAT? In areas in which you know the connectivity between the microwaves are breaking down, put 1 or 2 VSATs. That will help.
In theory, yes, that sounds like a solution, but these set capacity.
I'm sorry, I'm now trying to call my engineer also know that
You mentioned VSAT capacity is extremely expensive. And we have to address it in the right.
Inquiry, Chairman. Chairman.
So let's get the resource.
Yeah. Chairman, so is the mobile and the GSM company is telling us that it's impossible for them to provide quality service in the south? That's what they are saying.
Can you report? Then you ask for that.
No, this is what we want to know. Is it impossible now for them to provide us quality services in the south?
What we are trying to give out here is a plan. Like, what are the challenges out there? What are the challenges faced by the people of Maryland? And what is it leading to is what we are trying to solve. So, since November, when the Honorable Chair and Honorable Members asked for a solution, what we are trying to give you is a solution. We have never said that we cannot solve it. What we are saying is each technology comes with a cost. So what is happening today is that in Maryland, compared to Maryland,
Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing free that's being offered when it comes to mobile concept. Everybody's paying. So it's definitely cost. What we want to know, how can you improve the service delivery to the people in the south? That's what we want to know. And how can it be done? When can it be done?
So the question is on it's a very important question. And that's what CTO was, Chief Technology Officer, was trying to answer. So what I was trying to answer is that for Maryland, we have this issues coming to the RFC working as we speak. It will take about 1.5 years for equipment to be erected and for capacity to be covered. That is something we are working on now. The second is that there are certain more technology, like somewhere it is 3G, we are going to 4G. The third which we are doing is in 2025, we are also trying to build 4G sites. Where there are gaps, we are seeing we are also building. So the point we were making was that, we could, because of, we couldn't build it in 2024, we are now saying 2025. But that doesn't mean that we are not trying to solve the issues. So as we speak, there is a continuous improvement program which we have implemented already. So this is what we are trying to,
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah, thank you. I want to follow up on the, initially I asked a specific question on these sites. If we have it. Yes, I still need the response. The other information I want to provide one of the sites, which is in level chrono is situated on the premises of the very RTTI. That tower, the people go across the river, strangely, they have to cross go into Aragos and the network, they just all around the place on Google Farm. But in the town where the tower is, can't get network. So again, it boils down to the OGT, you explain. Why is that happening? We need to know. How can we cross the river to go make calls when the tower is right in the town? Yes. So what's causing that? So this service we're talking about is voice, is SMS, and the mobile money. These are three basic services our people in need of. And these are the services on a daily basis. They are down.
Yeah. So I'll respond to what I was responding to earlier. Those three locations, fixed down for we have been connected to our network from satellite backhaul. The reason as I illustrated is that these remote locations are too far away from our micro network. So we are limited to these technologies. There are 2G technologies, and for obvious reasons, given that 2G technology, so not so prone to the capacity, we're able to support 2G. To activate 3G and 4G high-speed data on those particular three sites would require a very high set backhaul. Something that, in terms of capacity and cost, far outweighs the traffic demand that we have here. So we're not able to activate the 4G yet. We do have plans, especially the small sites.
Have you done the feasibility study? Whether the market there has power to purchase. Because what I know is that people in the villages right now have the money to buy flash cards, and they are not having the service.
We have, and that's the reason why powers within the South American country, where we see feasibility of expanding the infrastructure. This is the case we're taking.
So what's the problem across the river to go to Bitcoin and
Coverage is radio coverage. It's radio coverage. And you can imagine, terrain impacts the coverage differently.
It's all done to assessment. And you talking technology, you should know better than I do. Like when you go to call this technology before you go. But I'm saying in the town, if you're living in the town, it's difficult when I get signal. You cross Ivory Coast or in the cocoa farm. So what kind of assessment you have done? And you put a tower and people can benefit.
We take the point.
Okay, the committee are taking note of that.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Allen, for I will want to know for you, because sometimes feedback are intended to improve or upgrade a system, right? Do you have in place any mechanism through which feedback have been given you or complaints have been given you by your consumers? LT, I want you to listen to the discussion because I want to be I'm asking them, I started out saying that feedback are intended to improve any given situation or anything. I'm asking if they have in place any mechanism through which consumer can give complaints or feedback. Can you speak to that?
People are trying to answer the question in two parts. Part one is feedback from consumers. We have call centers. We have to call the call center. And we take feedback based on services and all, which we have to persons, like we have our own Excel sheets where we put the whole thing and we figure out where are the services going. This is something we can. Second is on the system itself, what we do is we look at the handset type which is attached to those sites, because over the years people keep upgrading to new type of handsets which honorable had asked, like smartphone latching. So from the system we see what kind of handsets are latching, what type of handsets are latching, smartphones, button phones.
Okay, let me just say it in the most simple sense, please. I'm saying because if you have had a means through which complaint are to you, we would have been at this stage. The consumer from the Southeast have brought this to their attention, it can pass, and you would have worked on it and asked. You didn't hear or somebody complaining, or have you heard about it from the Southeast?
So, Honorable, what we were trying to answer was that the CTO was mentioning some time back that if you look at 1.5 years back, our capacity on mainland was hardly 800 Mbps, which meant that we couldn't carry too much of data practically for purely voice. In the last 2 years,
do you have any means through which have you received any feedback, complaint from the Southeast in the past? How?
On the onset.
Just my question.
Yeah, we have a concept.
What I'm saying, Madam Chair, Article 14.3 of the Liberia Telecommunications Authority Consumer Protection Regulation. I think that's powerful. Is that a constant? You have said in this regulation that it must have specifically an area for complaints. So if people in the shopkeeper breaking this regulation, I get a question about something. These are your consumers, these are your customers. So if you put this letter through which they can get to you, we will not be here, the lawmakers will not be breaking it. They will bring it to your attention and you will be able to solve it. But if they are in our look at it, as I said, it's 14.3. Look at it and see how we can action, see how people better mechanisms through which we can make and have constant feedback from people how we can address.
12:45. Yeah.
Okay, to the condition from I mean, thank you for the information you provided that there are equipment on ground mounted in 1.5 months to improve the quality of the service. My concern again is about the outage. And as you indicated that because you got 28 microwave stations, any break or any outage at any point will be affected. And you also explained that your backbone is not reaching as far as Liberia. I think that is your redundant link you're talking about. If you can improve, you try to do it from Sino to branch there. That is why you said. Is there a way to connect to Liberty? That way it will be able to spread out to Maryland, and if it is not possible, what are you thinking about? How are you going to correct this? It's going to be a perpetual problem. Even if you improve the capacity on the ground with the tower, the new equipment, once there's an outage in any of the 20, Maryland will be impacted negatively. I'm just concerned about that. You are the technician, that will find a way, but that is the problem of frequent outage. And that is why I'm asking you, what is the cause of the network moving off? The issue with River G, the tower you talked about that is in Convened, is at the highest peak in the whole region, the highest peak. And what you raised about transmission, I don't know how it's happening, that coverage is going out into the Ivory Coast beyond the river, and those that are right under the tower are not receiving coverage. If your radius is going that far, I think it should also drop here. You need to do an assessment and find out the problem. Last concern with you. You got a sister company in Cote d'Ivoire, and across the river from Convened, there's a town Tiboto with similar facilities that you run, but it's perfect. Is it possible, since your backbone cannot be extended from Sino, for you to work with your sister company and extend something right along the river, and that is going to impact Convened, which is River G, Grand Gide, and Maryland. Those three can easily be, if you can work with your sister company. I don't know whether you got that kind of relationship. But the tower in Tiboto, right, Johnson, in Tiboto is effective. And they provide 4G. So if they are doing that and you got system company, as soon as the crossover as soon as anyone receives signal from that tower, is roaming. Roaming is going to pay extra. I don't know, the LTA review, we were trying to sign recently something like I think they free roaming or something. If it works too, or if it is possible, that can also happen. And if you do that, that will improve the services in the whole surface, starting from Grand Gide. Then down to LTA. LTA, thank you for this reminder. So we're signing on the right? I agree. If we start with the objective, which is 3.0, or specifically with B, yeah, the regulations. Yeah, 3.0 B. If you read B, it's interesting. It says to protect the interest of consumers against unfair practices, including matters relating to availability and quality of telecommunication services, equipment, facility, carrying, blah, blah, blah. I think this is your whole responsibility. This matter that we are discussing, and I read for somewhere that you have the right, I think 17.2, you may, I think 17.2, if I get it quickly, that's 17.2, yeah. Telecommunications service providers shall 17.2. Okay, 16.3. When resolving consumers' complaints, the LTA may, and that's the word I have a problem with. I think you need to change that may to shall. You say may, that means You can do it or you may not do it. Let me read again. When resolving consumer complaints, the LTA may direct a telecommunications service provider to restore a consumer service in whole or in part, or to implement any other remedy. So you got a right to police of that remedy. But the phrase is 2 weeks. When you say may, then an enforce. Like you only legal people. So please enforce it. If you are the regulator, you should enforce. There are so many. If you read 5.2, 14.0, 14.1, on page 8 and page 9, all of these things constitute to your power. I think you have a way of holding our service providers responsible according to this resolution for a resolution for them to do the right thing.
Okay, so yeah, so I know from coach here, there's some public hearing that we see. And out of that message, told me that MTN is carrying on some promotion, some advertisement that are not true. They are looking for promotion or something. Once that is done, I will just want to let the record know that it's in violation. Please take note of what I'm just putting. Yeah, besides that, Commissioner, the appendix B is the regulation. It's on page 14. 1.3.1 that speaks of violation. They say that false or misleading promotion or advertisement or claims for services, quality, and availability. If that is true, I think this is another violation of this regulation. I just want to bring that to your attention. Like you say, you won't take this off if you're doing and you're not doing it. So I just want to bring that to your attention.
Thank you so much. That's deceptive messaging and define there is anywhere so we look forward to that complaint coming, and this is why we are this year setting up 3 core service centers across the country. One will be in Maryland County, one will be Maryland branch there, the other will be the other will be and then the Western region, so that people can walk in these areas and complain. We have encouraged the service providers to set up complaint centers across the country as well. We have done walk-ins. You know that the 111, people call that call number 111. So we had our team walking in to assess how they respond when people actually call. And then we had people calling to test it. So I also want to say finally that this consumer protection regulation is less than 1 month in actual effect, because it was passed on the 20th of November and it's supposed to take 60 days before it came into effect. So it's less than 1 month. Just we now start, just we can hold them accountable to this. I just want to make that point.
The final focus of this public hearing is for these mobile phone companies to consistent services in Southeast One mind. I agree with you. For Maryland and for Liberia.
We're talking about the people.
So as we move from here, I hope the LCA, I hope the GSM will consider improving the services in these regions. And also there are places where there are no networks at all. I hope that you will also consider, you know, placing networks over there so that people have access. If you have any issue getting some extra information and seeing service, I'm not saying you have to see, contact the liaise with us as well. Then we can work with you. So, thank you very much.
I just want to, in closing, I just want to say that, especially to the LTA, I just hope that we don't have this kind of meeting again. We should not, and must not be in the business to raise complaint on the service provider that makes millions of dollars, helping them to solve that problem, to make money. And our people suffer. We shouldn't be like this. We shouldn't come here in the future to be discussing constant services. It is my hope, Chairman, that this hearing will change the narrative out there. Because our whole even here in Morgan, the worst thing, when I told my letter last year, I was surprised to know my colleague from Mosrado raising the same problem. So I don't understand the whole boom, that boom, everywhere boom all over the place. They change the boom to something else. I hope this meeting, this hearing will improve all these booms. Yes, that's my hope. So that the Liberian people, they get the benefit for the services, because so many people are struggling and suffering, are stranded in a situation and they want to make more. These are simple things. And it has security implications as well. So it is my hope that we call you here because we want to understand better. At the same time, we also want to make sure that you're doing the thing that you're supposed to do. Beyond that one, nothing else. I just hope going forward you have in our telecommunications service. Thank you.
Sorry, yes. Sorry, it's very important. Very important. I noticed and observed that when we last had the public hearing, I think it was a committee hearing, MTN was instructed to go and come up with plans as to how to solve some of these issues. Police, if some of you are now far off on one, like you are not ready, it is so disheartening that all the said to all they would have done now people can accept. Because in fact the restitution that the same I was looking at it is far apart from when the mandate was given them, when they said they would have done the restitution, and what they gave them. So we need to go further into what they are providing us.
Can we say that for the motion, please?
And besides that, presiding, you said it, and I just want to emphasize. I think we need to get on, follow the people in the field. I want persons in the field going to check on information that they give us with their power. We need to do that, and along with them, the regulators. Because we sit down and tell us, you know what, we'll go and do this, and that's it. And at the end of the book, that is done. So I just want to just register that as well.
So, thank you again, Chairman, and to the LTA. Hello. Armo, let's go. Yeah. Austin. So I know there's been few
two major points that we raised, but I think we need to be able to take it like from our own end, specifically, I would like to know from the MT and the how many years lesson was rendered to the MT, and what is the review period?
So, it's my understanding that yes, 2015.
No, I mean, for how many years?
15 years.
Oh, around
So,
5 years.
No leader in the whole country can say what
it's,
it's one thing.
it's up to us and our legal people, you know, revisiting
My question was this. One, how many years was given? Two, what is the review period? So by now, it's clear that it's different from criminal intent. For 15 years. Is there any review period? There's no clause for review.
I mean, the legal people can look at it in the past.
The way I'm going, I don't want
so legal can speak to them.
15 years.
There's one 10 years.
It's only 15 or 15 years.
So within 10 years,
10 years, no review, so that why?
But there are conditions for termination.
Yeah. So you know that come. Before you reach the condition, you have a clear condition. What are the conditions?
You need a copy of it.
So, I can ask him, I think because it's both ways. Mr. CEO, let's say you requested the government to bring you, how many years is it valid for?
So it's actually 15 years, like the commission mentioned.
So, interjection, yeah. So the agreement for 15 years, but it still doesn't stop the government to review it if the condition now, because that's true. The operation of ATM or the asset is out.
Yeah, we
Call for the inclusion to pay or anyone. Why in case the agreement doesn't favor you today, it means that you can't amend it, you can't amend it. So equally, so if it doesn't favor the people also, we are the leader of the people, we can call for it.
So the further information I wanted to provide is that in 1999, the process of 2 gig into reality. 2001, 3 gig, 2009, 4 gig, and 2019, 5 gig. Now we are in 2025. We are even going to 6 gig, and we stay here discussing 2 gig, 2 gig or less. Mr. CEO, do you have any thought to say that are you in full compliance with your lesson, your quality service regulation, and that of consumer regulation in keeping with the gradual improvement in the sector?
So,
I'm talking to the CEO. In fact, the word because there's something quite across network issue. We still discussing 2G, but you around us discussing 4G. Your lesson is for 15 years, they are not been reviewed in the past 10 years. In the face of the modern improvement in technology, we are still at the bottom. Why you have a lesson for what 10 years, no improvement?
So basically, honorable, the 2G, right, is for voice and message. Or 2G, or 2G.
No, you're not getting me. There are improvement. So when I'm talking about voice issue now.
So 5G is literally for data.
Yeah.
It's
Get me?
of data.
So
Yeah.
MTN. You know where I'm taking you? If I pay for 7 days package in monthly,
And in that 7 days, my offer assigned me in River G. Automatically, if I'm spending 8 days, that 7 days will expire and I will not use it. In a much I'm on 2 weeks. Because that is the service you offer in the same Liberia or in different location. If you're offering the same 4G in that location, they may have benefit from a 7 days. Because I think it to consumer who lost only because of your inaction to put in place good technology that have benefit from. Because you're not stopping to not go to the then we are heading.
And just to add on, do you inform your customer where you offer certain services? Like what he just said, if I'm in Moravia today, offering from 2G up to 4G. If I bought a package that will last for maybe 30 days, and then my office assigned me in River G that you only have 2G. You haven't informed me as far as concerned I'm using the same service. The same service in Moravia should be the same service in River G. But then I go in River G, I can get the 4G there. So it means that the package I bought for 1 month
it's only and you didn't tell me that I only buy the package only for muscle.
So are you
so automatically you
does
shut
your
down
company inform the public where they offering certain service?
That's the easy because it's never used.
Every time for the service, you're not able to.
So all your packages will expire while you're there. And they're not paying that money back when you come back.
Yeah.
You lost on it.
I hope the regulators are taking note.
They are so asking me.
I love manipulating
So, let me just go to the last one. 38. In the face of all of these issues, this is something that we all can sense that there's a serious need to review the financing that was granted to the MTA in the face of Telecom data, Telecom local people, financial package. You share similar view of us? No, not the app is still telling on the reality phase. So your issue is that we all need to pay a the same the last time, sorry, the last question, yeah, pull up on this. The last time I pull up on this, when MTN was signing the consumer regulation, and they signed it, and the quality of service regulation, when they were signing, were they up to date with the quality of service to that of the consumer regulation? Because the sign of the company either I do not have it and want to be that level, or I have it and I'm moving forward. What status in terms of technical positions where the MTN had before signing such?
exactly.
So, Chairman, we will take one more comment from NTM. If there are any concern that they did not address, then we'll go back to FTA.
Thank you again for inviting us, and thank you for the very honest discussion we had. I thought we do a further improvement in life of everybody. Only one concern I wanted to raise here is this case outages. Because we have an international link. We have the the first week of March, I think things go down because of certain repair work which is happening. Now, many neighbors have told about data, disruption is one of the main reasons for data disruption is internationally. So, with the community, please have what else can be done around that single redundancy, because every country has two. Liberia unfortunately has only one, which is ACE. That is a bit of a concern from all angles, not only people.
Just to follow the information they are communicating with us that in March, we have major repair and it will take almost 3 to 4 days of intensive outage. Usually communicated with us on that.
So we will hear that statement from you what now, but we're not taking official. So you have to be officially communicated.
They have an alternative route as to how we proceed.
So LTA.
Well, the final Mr. Chair and members of the committee, my colleagues, at this point, I'm sure the chair will close. I'd just like to speak for the record or to reinforce what my colleagues have already said, that these hearings are, and it's not just expressed through our body language. What we it brings a lot of eyes to be, but it also says that we are also together with the television. Let's face it, to the public, that the FTA takes information coming from these hearings is very seriously and conveyed. And so chair, you will confirm, for the lack of better words, that as an institution, as a regulator, we don't take a mandate of lightly. The last time we appeared before you on behalf of the FTA, there was some, well, I don't want to call it strange, but a very standard revelation that even Pennsylvania, while we were discussing Maryland in that hearing, I remember the issue of Pennsylvania, and then I'm very aware the FTA dispatched the team to confront. And I have to say how much work it was here. My duties, I think it's compound 34, compound 34, division 34, Tony, Israel, Harrisburg. I'm calling these names to tell you how that after that hearing, you send a thing to those things. And without any attempt to push the MNO very hard, particularly in this public forum. But the LTA confirming that telecommunication services, the coverage even in those areas, not part of here, that we confirm that the services need to be optimized. I want to be very clear because it says a lot. I'm mentioning Johnsonville, not Bensonville. So the LTA will keep taking these things very seriously. Mr. Chairman, I will accept, and I'm sure my colleague will accept, that maybe a good will go beyond this limit. LTA will be very happy to see our representatives with us going. We've gone out of this, but we see this almost. I think it is the commission on other measure that the regulation is coming into force. A little bit, just less than 1 month. But I'd like to clarify one thing though. That I think that Williams asked specifically whether the LTA is acting only after they coming into force of the regulation or if you take the different dates into consideration, that the MTN is reporting that they reimbursed, that was in February, March, and obviously that information came from a public hearing that the LTA was part of, and the issue came on the floor. Then the LTA was to reinforce. If they pay in February or March,
2024. Yeah, 2024 February results they brought for. You know what I'm saying that for?
Yeah, so the information came in February. The point I'm trying to make is the LTA was already hiding before coming into force of this regulation. What the regulation or what the regulations actually do is to make it, to take it from a level of being optional to make it mandatory. So you're already enforcing the law, but you want to make sure that what you're doing is an issue of law. And the reason we make it as a regulation because if it is violated, even the legislature will help us to reinforce it. Because it's really so we already doing that. So we take this thing very seriously. I like to close on the note of reminding the legislature through this committee that when you follow the issue of coverage, and I agree with you from our own records, there are some counties that are very, they are hard hit. The one county, the Maryland, unfortunately, and I would say unfortunately, go far. Understand, and it's very true. Maryland, the California area, is a coastal area. So these things are the LTA has those issues. It's very possible that we can avoid coming around the table for these reasons. And we all should do everything possible to avoid coming around the table for these discussions. But where the companies cannot reach, and the chair mentioned it, it's the responsibility of the government, which I like to accept your view that the government is responsible. That cannot give excuse that okay, because the company cannot reach it, there are people who don't even need data. They just want to call. They just want a voice call. The coverage is not even sufficient for that. Then where the government's effort comes in 2 ways. The LTC, and I'm not trying to I know my guy here can overstate, but rightly so, the LTC, but also the universal access form. When you look into what we are charging, I know there's a range. What we are charging now is probably on the lower side. What the law does is it sets a range. It says, correct? It says you can charge between 0.5 to 2%. The LTA is charging 0.5, which is the least on the table. But let's assume that we're even charging 2, and the stake is sufficient. What the universal access should do is you construct a tower, and once the construction is done, the LTA can actually mandate the MNOs to move in there. In our case, the companies can now say, oh, because of cost, I'm not going there. Because a major component of the cost is the construction of the towers. But if the government constructs the tower, then the companies cannot have an excuse to at least provide there's a 2G. 2G is for SMS and so I just want to put those points to you, Mr. Chair, that as we leave, or as we have a level close, the chair will be close obviously. But I want to raise these points, but also reassure you that these hearings are very good. I want to appeal to honorable member that we take it beyond that is an appeal. I cannot dictate to the committee an appeal. That we take it beyond the committee because this is very, very serious. If you cannot have coverage in Bentonville, which is very strange to me, and I'm being honest here, that in our meeting I almost doubted Barry. She raised it, and she will be working with us on the actor and the Barry. And you follow up, you confirm that it's true. If it is true for Bentonville, obviously, I can imagine what happened in but that is bigger beyond this that we have and accept our view and take it very seriously and those 2 points LTC and universal access will probably be our margin to pick up conversation. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for finally allowing me. I take it back. But thank you for that opportunity.
3 hours of deliberation in this room, and I just want to express thank you, for this very, engaging. I did not expect it to come really, so I'm very pleased with my first time. Yeah, well, it'll be that way. So, we're just going to reaffirm, what previously what the master also said, that we take these concerns very seriously. Now, we want to, elevate it to another level to say we as LTA, we try to be more proactive. We're not going to be, and it knows, we have to work together to do those things that will not cause us, we come here now, we want to be coming to get updates. Not to be around the table, cleaning, people texting in or sending messages or, not being satisfied. The ICT infrastructure is infrastructure in our country that we need to help the process. It's just 2 days, and we start, so the city took over to do assessment to reignite the process. It shouldn't be that way 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years, once, people just somewhere. It's very bad, helping our people. So we're going to see people and this, the things that we need to do, the ease, the hardship of our people in the southeast. That's what I record on March from the southeast to people. So we always disadvantage underserved. We come with roads, but we're going to that too. Yeah, we just have to increase the capacity. Most of them are teaching 1 level 4 and so we're just going to say thank you to local mission. This should be a good way of familiarizing ourselves with the field and with our materials. So we can work more closely together with the MNO, with the ISP to make sure that the telecommunications sector we get the best on our leadership to move up in supervisors here as well as with that out there.
Police having concluded
Honorable President, Court President, colleagues, to our witnesses, before making the motion, I just want to say just quickly to all residents. And the MTA, the serious concern and negative impact whole services have on our people has gathered here today. And serious among the concerns is the issue of health. It will interest you to know that you have somebody working hours, probably having communicated with a relative. I have said to them, get to people, get to Harper, I'm going to get you some money to go to the hospital or to the clinic. Knowing nowadays that services at health centers to some extent are free, meaning you get to the health center, you are requested to deposit some money before getting this person gets to Harper or people, for instance, call back to the relative that have called them to get there. Unfortunately, post service comes. This has caused us, are led to loss of life. That's how serious, severe this is to us. All the issues might come about where we will be going through this, loss of life, so many things. I think it's very serious. So serious. Having said that, and having gone through what I said, and knowing, well, first of all, that this process continues and move, and if I can obtain a second, our witnesses remain on the oath, because this hearing might go outside of this capital, so they will remain on the oath. And also, we have a time, the committee have a time to go through communication or document that was submitted to us as it relates to the restitution. And that's going to be in a couple of weeks. And when that is done, the MTM be communicated with to appear in another public hearing. And also move that a copy of the contract that was signed 10 years ago be made available. The lesson of the contract. Investment portfolio. Yeah, be made available to this committee on or before Wednesday of this week. Investment portfolio. And you can see that in your own.